Hello, everyone.
I see what you mean about being off center.
Yeah, you were just, and you were worse before. This is much better.
Yeah, weird. I don't know. Camera has a mind of its own. It's not me, it's the camera.
Yeah. Anyway, hello, everyone. Welcome to Chatting with Elliot. Doug. Damn it.
Oh, are we still on? My screen just went to the starting soon screen.
No, we're on.
No, okay. Oh, mine had a weird delay for some reason. I apologize. I've never seen Twitch do that. That was fucking weird. I apologize. Go ahead.
All right, great. I was like, oh God, did I? No, everything's all good.
So
that's
bizarre.
Weird. All right. Well, Twitch is gonna Twitch sometimes, you know. So yes, welcome to Chatting with Doug on Wednesdays now instead of Thursday. Glad to see y'all here. Appreciate y'all being here and chatting with us and asking questions. Oh, we got the hype train started! Oh man, we were so close to that hype train. That feels good. We were about to get hype train blue balls and it wasn't gonna feel good. Thank you, appreciate you all. So let's get with the rules so that we can all be on the same page and start answering some of these questions. First and foremost, we're going to give priority to the bit messages because it's some real world money spent. Sometimes we have a chance to look at the highlighted questions towards the end of stream, but again, that's towards the end of stream. Highlighting it now will not do anything. I cannot scroll up and check it out because the live platform here. So wait for your highlighted questions until towards the end of stream when we hit the end of the bit messages. Please watch the length of your questions. The longer they are, the more we tend to lose the points, the more we just can't answer the question. So it's easier if you keep it short and to the point. Please, no spoilers. Some of us, and it's me, I'm the some of us, have not been able to watch the Obi-Wan finale yet, okay? I am being very nice and waiting for my husband to get home from work, so if you spoil Obi-Wan for me, I'm gonna be mad, okay? Thank you. We've said this one a couple of times. Sometimes I forget it. Maybe check to make sure someone else hasn't already asked the question that you are going to ask. We always feel bad if someone asks us multiple times about a similar question and we just have to go, oh, well, we already kind of talked about that, so whatever. So it might be good if maybe you check out to see if someone else has already asked Doug what his thoughts on Lightyear are or something like that. Otherwise, I think, one of the most basic ones. Please don't repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You could get timed out or possibly even banned if you're going to continue doing it. Sometimes that does also apply to the bit messages. We get behind. We will see it. I've got a list. Don't worry. No need to continuously give bits with the same questions. We will get to it. I have a list. It is a pretty rare situation when I miss a question. Although we can get up to like 40 to 50 minutes behind. So just be patient. We'll get there. I think that's it then.
I think we're good.
Okay. Fantastic. Then let's jump right into this.
Let's do it.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Not gonna lie, while I thought the Bob's Burgers movie was good beforehand, I think it gets a lot better the more I watch it. Doug, see it if you can. The songs are incredibly catchy as all hell.
I really want to see it. Too much stuff's been going on. I haven't had a chance. I mean, I'm going to definitely for Disney December. I just don't know when I'm going to see it. Yeah, I do want to see it on the big screen too, just because I've never seen Bob's Burgers on the big screen, and it doesn't look like it'd be that good a big screen movie, but I don't know. I'm still curious. Maybe it'll be a really different experience. I don't know.
It's still part of the experience, though.
I know. I feel like I owe it because I'm just gonna assume they're not gonna make a sequel because I don't think it did that well. But yeah, so I should see it on the big screen while I can.
That's fair. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, all you wonderful people, and congrats to Doug for getting the Owl movie out.
Oh, yeah, thanks. People seem to be liking it, so glad we finally let it time out there.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's a piece of nostalgic media that I'm surprised you haven't reviewed yet. Spice World. Also, do you think you'll review Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again?
I probably won't review it, though. I hear it's better. It's actually like a legit good movie, which I find fascinating. Spice World, I don't know because I just never got that into them.
How dare you, Doug?
But I hear it's bad enough that you can still get some good jokes out of it. So I don't know. Maybe. Oh, the fucking songs though. That's always what we get hit with whenever there's like a copyright claim. So unlikely. I'm just gonna make the assumption they sing in it. So unlikely, but we'll see.
There's got to be a fun joke in there somewhere where like me, Tamara, and Ayana take over the whole review because we grew up.
You want to wear the Spice Girl outfit. You want to get out there and like sing the song. I see how this works.
I want to be a Spice Girl, dog. I was the perfect age for the Spice Girls, okay? I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Have you checked out the trailer for One Up? Considering that it's made by BuzzFeed, I'd be shocked if it actually turns out to be good, but knowing it's BuzzFeed, that's 100% impossible. I haven't.
No, I'm not even getting the trailer here. I'm getting a bunch of
It's
like,
the number
music videos
one and then Up.
Oh, there it is. Okay. No, looks just from the little pictures I'm seeing there looks interesting, I guess.
That Disney nerd, thank you so much for the 26-month subscription. Welcome back. Thank you. Another glorious month being subbed to you beautiful people. Thank you guys for putting in such hard work for our entertainment on a daily, weekly, and yearly basis. Love you, Heather and Elliot. Doug, as well as the rest of the CA crew.
Thank you. I mean, we really can't do it without y'all watching, man. So, yeah, really a big thank you.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. How far is everyone into Miss Marvel, and is everyone enjoying it? I personally think this is the best Marvel show since Hawkeye.
I am halfway through episode 3. None of them have been as good as the first episode. I thought that had the best energy and mix of like character and style.
Okay.
And then 2 and 3, they're fine. They're good. But I feel like it already kind of feels like a watered down version of the first episode, if that makes sense. Which I feel like
interesting.
Well, end of the season or like season 2 is usually where that happens. But it feels like, I don't know, like a little bit of the steam is taken out. But maybe they're saving that for later. But it still keeps my interest. I still want to know what's going to happen with the characters and stuff like that. So, yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, I've been liking it a lot. I just haven't watched the newest episode that came out today. Again, I'm waiting, so.
Well, I was because you know much more about Miss Marvel than I do. Yeah. Is it following the comic pretty close? And
somewhat. I mean, it's none of these Marvel movies or series really do follow anything, word for word. So, I mean, there's some elements that are the same, some elements that aren't. The biggest element that is different being her powers. But that's a whole discussion.
Yeah, I'm so curious if they're going to make that, like, because I do know that, like, she can, like make her hand big and stretch out stuff, but it's like some sort of crystal-y thing they're doing now. So I'm like, I wonder if they're going to make it where it's like, where it kind of disappears and you see the hand actually get bigger, if they're just going to keep that.
I think they're just going to keep it. I think because it's much more kind of Green Lantern-y, her powers in the series, where it's like constructs that she's creating, rather than
constructs.
Yes.
Anyway,
rather than like in the comic they call it embiggen. She like
embiggen.
Yes.
I like that.
Embiggening. So I mean, my personal goodwill theory is not that they think people are idiots and won't be able to tell the difference between Mr. Fantastic and Miss Marvel, but rather
I didn't think of that.
But rather that they're trying to keep her powers more consistent with the rest of like the Marvels, like Captain Marvel, to be like more cosmic. It's my personal thought, but anyway, we got way too off topic here. This is my bad. NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. How far are you into Amphibia, and what are your thoughts so far?
How far am I? I'm the temple that they had to do, where they pretty much rip off Harry Potter with the chess pieces there. I just finished that episode, and yeah, I'm still liking it. Even when they do something I think I'm not gonna like her and Hot Pop like make up for something and they make amends, and then the next episode they kind of retread that. I'm like, we just did this, come on. But they had a good workaround with it, like why they did that, and sometimes these things take time, and I like it. So yeah, I definitely like this season a lot more than the first one.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I recently started watching Bob's Burgers, and aside from one or two annoying side characters, I really like it. I know you've been asked this question before, but what are some of your favorite episodes?
God, it's weird because I remember more scenes than episodes, if that makes sense. I think I like ones because the connection I like the most is between Bob and Louise. I like, like they're a family, they all love each other and stuff, but some of them just have a little bit more of a connection than others, and I really like their connection. I think it's just super freaking adorable. So I think the what was it, Fox and Cub, I think, where they're trying to get that those two actors back together, the ones that played like the father and the daughter, and then they kind of see it as like, is that gonna happen to us? Are we gonna like fall apart and like, not get along and stuff? And they're dubbing the movie while they're kind of saying to each other that they won't let that happen and why they won't let that happen and how and everything. It's a very touching scene.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. Great job on the Batman review, Doug. Ironic, since I've covered 89 last week and Return airs tomorrow. 2 months of night shoots, lack of sleep, and an $800 budget, eyeliner not included.
Ooh, man, get some sleep.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I checked out some of the comments for your Jurassic World Dominion review. Yeesh, people can't accept that others have opinions.
Oh, I haven't even noticed that. Oh, and maybe it's true. Because last time I checked, I think people were like, "Yeah, it's okay, whatever. I liked it all right." I guess somewhere it turned, but that's part of being a critic, man. Definitely wouldn't be the first time that's happened.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Will Ferrell movie?
Probably Blades of Glory, though. The Talladega Nights is pretty close behind. And I love that those are my two favorite because I have no interest in figure skating and no interest in NASCAR. But those movies are so funny, they actually like got me into it in the film.
Okay.
So I think that's a talent of good writing there.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Malcolm in the Middle episode and your favorite character from the shows? From the show, sorry.
It's gotta be Francis is my favorite character. Any of his side plots are always great. Favorite episode? The last episode is kind of sticking out to me because I remember it was ending the same week as that 70s show. And that 70s show, they just gave a special to talk about the effect it had on a generation and how amazing it is and how like here's all the memories, and they're building up the final episode, the final season of that 70s show, and all Malcolm in the Middle got was and on the series finale of Malcolm in the Middle, and that was it. There was like, we didn't even know it was the last season or anything. And in a weird way, that felt appropriate because they're always kind of the ones that get like shit on, and that was kind of the joke of the series. But years later, I don't know anyone talking about that 70s show, but people are still like sharing clips and quotes and everything of Malcolm in the Middle. So in a weird way, it kind of feels poetic. And that's kind of what the episode was about, too, that they were purposefully in some way holding them back so that they can still teach them to fight and, press on. So, yeah, I think I like that one the most.
Okay. Also, people obviously care about that 70s show because that 90s show is going to be coming to Netflix. That's sarcasm, BT dubs.
Yeah, and please get me wrong. I guess I shouldn't say it. I'm sure it has a
right.
follow.
It totally does.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't see anyone sharing clips of it where like
right.
Middle, like people share clips all the time.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, before the Willow series comes to Disney Plus, would you do an NC for the first movie?
I should, because I haven't seen that, I think, since it came out.
Oh, yeah?
And I really like Warwick Davis, too. That's why it's so strange I've only seen it once. I remember being all right, but I don't remember being, like, anything, like, fantastic or anything. So I should revisit it. Because, yeah, I am interested in that show, too. So, yeah, I probably should.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Samuel L. Jackson film/role?
Well, clearly the prequels. Come on. Man, shit, I'm really trying to. I mean, Pulp Fiction is great, but I mean, would I say that's like my favorite? So, all right, I guess favorite movie, because he is technically in it, would be a Django Unchained, but I don't know if that's like my favorite performance of his. Yeah, it's got to be Pulp Fiction's my favorite performance of his. He really is just so fucking good in that.
Yeah, that's definitely it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Well, Top Gun Maverick has made over $900 million, and all I have to say is this. Deserved.
I thought it was pretty cool. Again, I feel bad because it totally wiped out Bob's Burgers because of that, but I'm also like, what? There's something like 3 weeks of nothing coming out, and they put him up against Top Gun. I don't know. That's a little weird. I feel like there were plenty of other weeks you could have released it.
Tulip fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, you visually appealing people. Odd question, but have you ever thought of doing NCs on much older movies, like from the 30s? Hell, even silent films.
Yeah, that'll get the clicks. Probably not. I don't know. I mean, I've seen silent films, but I don't know like what I would do. I mean, like when we were doing DVDs, we would do ones that were more public domain, like Night of the Living Dead and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know what I would do. I guess Nosferatu maybe would get a few laughs, and maybe around Nostalgia Ween or something. But yeah, it's the only thing I can think of.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Question, if you look Dracula Parrot up, do you think it looks like Laserbeak?
Well, I got to know. Dracula
Parrot.
Because of course that's a thing on the internet.
While you look that up really fast, I see some new people in chat. Let me just remind everyone that we are going with the bit messages first, and then towards the end of stream, we will look at some of the highlighted questions in chat. So don't think we're ignoring you. I see you.
Okay, and not to take away from the stream, but y'all should type in Dracula Parrot. Looks pretty, Dracula Parrot. It looks pretty cool. I guess it's like a real. I guess it's a real parrot. It looks pretty awesome. It looks like it's like a crow, but has like red feathers, like on the front and the back of the wings, and so it looks kind of like a Dracula cape, and it's pretty fucking awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks for introducing me to that. That's pretty sweet. Go nature.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Kevin Smith's Clerks?
Oh, I love it. Oh my god, that's first Kevin Smith movie I saw, my favorite one. We still quote the lines, my brother and I. I mean, that's a lot of, if you're like what were kids in the 90s, like teens in the 90s or college kids, it's like, that was it for me. I mean, that was like all my friends, I say like that and Daria, I'm just like, yeah, that was like 90s kids to me.
Mm-hmm. Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Jurassic World Island Adventure would have been better if it was the characters going around the world capturing the escaped dinos.
If I knew what that was, I'd agree. Is that a game? I'm assuming it's a game.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, well, but I'll agree anyway.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. What is the biggest argument you three have ever had over a movie's quality?
Like me, Rob, and Heather? Is it...
Maybe.
I don't know. Do we argue that much about movies?
I don't think so.
I mean, I guess we talk about movies. We don't really argue that much.
No.
Yeah, I mean, again, for the NC getting so angry and stuff, I really am like, if anything, if someone has a different opinion, I love hearing why.
Yes.
I think it's really cool. And again, you can find out more about the other person. So yeah, argument top of my head, I can't really think of any.
Yeah, I can't either. Well, great.
Sorry.
We're too nice to each other, Doug.
God damn it.
Traveled's Quest, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Hype? They started the hype train. Thank you. Appreciate that. You're amazing. Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What are some films that you love with a passion that you could never really talk about for an NC review for whatever reason?
I'll get to it at some point because I do put it in the opening. But in Freak Show Cinema, there's this guy that has like a baby mask on, this mad scientist looking guy. And that's from my all-time favorite movie, Brazil. And it's like, I do want to talk about it, but it is one of those where it's like, there is so much to talk about. I don't even know like where to begin with it. Because I know a lot of people haven't seen it, but yeah, there's just like so many things I could talk about with it. I mean, just scene by scene. So yeah, at some point, I guess I'll get to that, but I don't know when. I don't know what's the proper time to do it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Heather, I want to give my tailspin joke one last go. Is that okay with you? And how many pages would it take to keep you from speed reading? I mean, the like I know the joke was a rewriting of the beginning of an episode, and just that format I don't think is gonna play out well here.
Yeah, the joke's gonna get lost if you
It's
like
gonna get lost.
really
Um,
write it out, man.
you may, if you really, really, really want to send it somewhere. Whoa, sorry, that scared me for a hot second. An alert I don't hear very often.
Oh.
If you really want it to be seen, maybe send it in an email. There's an email on the website that it might read better.
Yeah,
via email.
that's actually a good idea. Yeah, because then you don't have to like speed read through it and stuff like that. Because I mean, we do get a lot of our questions and stuff like that, so that might be the best way to do it.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Brad Jones?
The hack. No, he's one of the coolest guys I know. He's a great human being. He's hilarious as hell. You can talk to him about almost anything, and he'll have like interest in it and talk about it and stuff like that. I mean, he's one of the friendliest guys I've ever met. So yeah, no, he's the best, man.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I might be in the minority, but my only two problems I have with the Batman is the Batmobile and the Penguin. The Batmobile looks super lame, and Colin Farrell's performance is good for any other character, like maybe Daggett. If no one called him Penguin, I would never have guessed it.
I know what you're talking about. It's a different take. I think when you think of him like owning the club, which is a very common thing in Batman, him doing like this nightclub, the Iceberg Lounge, whatever it's called. Him playing it more like that, I kind of get. Kind of the same thing with the Riddler. Like that's definitely a different take, but because it's still kind of the same setup with him like telling riddles and being like super smart and hidden away behind a mask and everything, like it's a variation. If you were to say with most of them, honestly, if you were to say, is that your definitive whatever Riddler or Catwoman, right, I'd probably say no, but there's such interesting interpretations that I love the hell out of them. And kind of the same thing with the Batmobile. That wouldn't be one of my favorites, but it works in that film for me.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I have an idea for a commercial for you to review. There's a commercial titled Don't Choose Extinction, and it stars Jack Black as a dinosaur. It's so fucking annoying. I hear it all the time at the theater I work at, and all I can say is, shut up.
Okay. Oh, I feel like I've seen a little bit of it. I don't remember Jack Black voicing him. That's weird. I'll look it up because I remember the image of the dinosaur, talking at the podium there, but I don't remember what happens in it. So I'll check it out again.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you checked out the trailer for Lyle Crocodile yet? All I can think is, okay.
I mean, that's my reaction too. It's like based on the beloved book series, I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, big shock. I have not read the series, so I'm sure people that grew up with the books, kids that grew up with it, are gonna love it. It wasn't grabbing me, but it'll be fun to see Javier Bardem kind of go over the top and give his I just don't give a shit performance, because I love it when actors do that, like Oscar-winning ones especially.
Reeves family, thank you so much for the 34-month subscription.
Thank you.
Welcome back. 34 heckin' months. Hey guys, glad you've been here that long. Gotta ask, could you give your MCU fan cast of certain Marvel characters like Ghost Rider and the X-Men? It's all Chris Pratt. What it is.
Yeah.
Although honestly, Chris Pratt wouldn't make a bad Cyclops. You know?
It'd be different, but I kind of dig it. Cyclops is the toughest character to make interesting because he's always the Boy Scout. And so I could kind of see that. The one that Rob brought up, because somebody was asking, would you want to see any of the actors from the original X-Men movies, transition over? One he brought up, I'm like, that's really good, is Michael Fassbender as Magneto. But not like, I mean, because the age he is now, it kind of works, like, because that's always what I think of in the comic. He's old, but he's built. He's still like, this Superman, and he still like looks like he's got energy in him and like some muscle and stuff, and like he's older, but he's not old either. So I would dig that. I want to see Terry O'Quinn as Xavier, the guy from Lost, Locke from Lost. I think he would be really, really cool. I think the idea of kind of like a Southern Xavier would be really neat.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would knock it out of the park. Those are only two I can think of.
Oh, I just read that. Spike, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Let's review Jeremy Renner's first movie where he's a Pauly Shore knockoff. Bubbles, Max Headroom, and Tommy Chong go to DC for reasons.
Wow. I am not aware of this one. I'll try to check it out.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Adam Sandler movie?
God, man, my personal favorite. I mean, I'm thinking it'd be one of his dramas. It's weird because I'm thinking like best performance, and it's like, nah, but that's not the best movie. I have a little bit of a soft spot for was it Funny People? And I think that got pretty ripped apart when it came out, but maybe because I know one or two people that's just like, yeah, they do get caught in this loop, or at the very least you see this of like certain celebrities too, where it's like they start to get better and then something kind of pulls them back to the dark side. It's really tragic and hard to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that movie was kind of talking with that, and it didn't necessarily have like a happy ending per se. You kind of look and say, well, is this happy or isn't it? I don't know, or is it just repeating again? So I guess I'll say that one.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 50 bits. For the commercial special, I'd love to see you cover the Batman 89 Diet Coke commercial from the VHS. I always wondered what that scene looked like of Batman going into a corner store to grab a Diet Coke.
Yeah, we kind of did. We did the Batman Returns one. Yeah, I remember because they would play that before the VHS. Maybe one I really want to do was the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade Diet Coke one, because I think like Spielberg came in and like directed it, and it was really like this epic huge commercial. Just to look at the production value of it would kind of be interesting. Yeah, Diet Coke, I guess, really had money to spend back then.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, is your dad proud of you and your brother?
Of course not. You've seen this? No, he says he is, and we are just as proud of him.
And you can just see him exude it whenever he's at the studio. So.
Yeah, no, it's always great.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. Say, Doug, YouTube has a new feature where it shows you which has the most replay value in videos.
Yeah, I think I've seen that, or like what part of the video is watched the most. I actually think that's kind of neat. I like it because it's not needed, but it's cool. It's an extra little thing. It's one of the few things YouTube has done recently where I'm like, okay, yeah, I like that.
Cool. Mo Chocolate, thank you for the 50 bits. What did you think of The Last of Us Part 2 in terms of the story? Were you or were you not a fan?
You know, I don't even think I've gotten halfway through it.
Oh man.
No, I should. I'll say this. I know everything that happens because I'm one of those people, especially with the game. I don't care if it's
spoiled
away and stuff like that. When I was playing it, I didn't get to the switch where you play as the other side. But I think I was getting pretty close. And it's another one where I mean I was into it okay, but I wasn't into it as much as the first one. But again, I knew it was working. Where there's a scene where a character reveals something to Ellie, and I legit said, "What are you nuts? Why did you do that? I can't believe. I mean, aren't you thinking about this? Aren't you?" And I'm like,
I know exactly what you're
fucking
talking about.
Game, you know. And the same thing happened in the first one, where whenever I'm like crossing something, I would look behind my shoulder to make sure Ellie's still there, and I'm like, it's a game. She's always going to be there. It's fucking pixels, you know? So any game that has me doing that, I'm like, okay, you're doing something right.
Right. And my thing about Last of Us 2 is I really enjoyed the experience. If you would have had me write the story, that's not the story that I would have written, but I liked the story that the developers wanted to tell, if that makes sense.
I'm with you. Honestly, like I said, when you see the route it's going, it's like, oh, it's just going the route you think it's gonna go. It would have been nice if there were a few more surprises in it, but
I liked it a lot still. Very good.
But I'm with you. It's still a good experience, and I still got really wrapped up in it.
Devox, thank you so much for that 25 a month subscription. Welcome back. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hi.
Bernsey, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug and Heather, did either of you see, I'm going to mess this name up, Passchendaele It's an early World War I movie made in Canada. The lead was Paul Gross, who was also in a TV series called Due South, where he played a Mountie who follows a lead to Chicago, a very polite Mountie. It's PASSCHENDAELE.
Okay.
I've never even heard of it. Sorry, Bernsey.
I'm seeing. Okay, I'm seeing pictures of the actual. Oh, is it based on a book? Okay. I mean, there's a lot of pictures, none of the movie, but I'll try to check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. One of the things I like most about the Bob's Burgers movie is it actually gave Louise a decent arc. Without spoiling anything, her bunny ears are an important motif in the story, and it amounts to a charming conclusion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love you never see what's under the bunny ears, even though I'm sure it's nothing that interesting, but I love that mystery of like never quite knowing. So okay, yeah, I'd be interested. Man, if they just sold that, if they're like you get to see what's under the bunny ears, like I feel like even more people, people would have showed up.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you doing NC of any of the iconic American gangster trio films? Godfather, Goodfellas, and Scarface.
Scarface might be fun because that goes so over the top. And it would be kind of interesting compared to like what really happened. The other two, no, A, I think everybody's already talked about them, and B, I don't know how many laughs I could get out of them. I mean, they're just so straightforward in what's really dramatic and really funny about them. Where Scarface is just so cartoony. I mean, in the best way. I love that movie. But you could get some good laughs out of that.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. I love your shirt! It's in all caps, so I had to shout it.
Thank you. And you can tell it's Scottish because I miss it. Hold on, Heather, someone else who's dyslexic. Can you see what's wrong with the shirt?
Yeah. There's no E in between K and
but
Y.
I guess in Scotland it's spelled without the E. So Rob was saying it's like that's how you can tell it's Scottish. I'm like, well, also it just says malt whiskey.
Right.
You could just assume it's the Scottish shirt.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 120 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. How y'all doing? I had an amazing night last night because it was my parents' 30th wedding anniversary. So my question is, do you have a favorite quote from a movie dealing with love? Like a confession or a speech, etc.?
Man, I'm trying to think. Like, and that's a funny thing. Actually, if a romance is done well, I really love a good romance. But man, I'm trying to...
I feel like this is someplace where, hear me out, everyone. This is someplace where musicals really soar. Because with something like love, sometimes it feels like the only thing you can do to properly express it is like, get it out there in song.
Okay. On that same note, you gave me a good thing here. It's not a line, but it's a scene. I love in Fisher King when you see how he sees the world just looking at this, woman that he sees every day. And he's just, I think he's like going to go ask her, like every time he's going to go ask her out, he doesn't, it's that thing. But every time he's about to go ask her out and he's just seeing her, and this is like purposefully the plainest woman, but he just has this fixation. I like just the world to her. And whenever he sees her and he's walking towards her, it's at a train station, everyone starts dancing. They just like, they're all dancing in a waltz, and he's just walking closer and closer, and this lovely music plays. And I thought, man, when you're in love, that's what it's like. So I really like that.
Big Jack Films, thank you for the 50 bits. I covered the Spice Girls movie back in 2018 as NC once shouted, "Tell a story!" In this case, I was like, pick a story! There's too many plots that they can never pick and go for it. The movie has its moments.
Okay, yeah, never did see it, never saw it. I heard it's bad. Kind of believed the hype around it, but again, maybe at some point I should check it out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. What makes a highly adequate director?
A highly adequate director. In a weird way, that's kind of a good question. Let me double check this guy's name. Is it Joe Johnson? Is that his name? No, that's not it. Hold on. It's the director of Captain America. Hold on. Let me look it up because he's directed a whole bunch of stuff that it is. Oh, it is Joe Johnson. Okay. He is the most adequate director you will ever find. Everything he directs, it's not great, but it's not bad. It's perfectly adequate. There's this other guy called oh, now I'm forgetting the name, the Royal Ocean Film Society channel. I think it's a mouthful, but oh, now I'm forgetting how he put it too. He said they're efficiently done. They are very efficient, and there's something weirdly hypnotic about how efficient they are, even when something doesn't work. There's something interesting about it. It's kind of different in each one. He did like The Rocketeer, like Jurassic Park 3, Nutcracker and the Four Realms, but also like Captain America, like all these movies that you watch it, even if they don't work, like you take something out of it. There's always something a little interesting about it. So yeah, there's a really good video, like I said, by that Royal Ocean Film Society guy. He did a very good video about him. I recommend checking that out.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. When will we see a first viewing again?
You know, I was gonna say probably not, because there's not anything I can think of that be like, oh, you want to see that? But there is one that might be interesting. It's a movie I've seen, but Rob hasn't. So maybe coming up soon. We'll have to see.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. What goals would either of you establish for the next Indiana Jones movie, and would it need to be about passing the torch to passing the torch Henry III?
No, I think end it, and if they want to do another one, great. I think again they teased that in the last one, and hey, it was Shia LaBeouf. You know, that guy's career is gonna keep going forever. So I think just, you know, I would argue make it smaller. Make it a smaller movie. I mean, if you want to know the truth, they wouldn't do this, but I would actually be totally okay if it was a film kind of like the TV series, the Young Indiana Jones Adventures.
Absolutely,
where it shows
that's what I was gonna say.
As an old man. I mean, even if it's like on Golden Pond or something like that, but it's just the retirement of Indiana Jones, I'd be like, oh, that's a nice ending. So I lean more towards that than like a big crazy adventure. But I doubt they're gonna do that. Whatever they do, I hope it's a good ending. Because after the last one, it's like, well, just go for broke. Let's try it again, because nobody was satisfied with that ending. So yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'm not totally against them trying again. I just hope they get it right.
Devox, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, Catwoman or Batgirl?
Oh, Catwoman, baby. Come
Oh,
on.
really? I love Batgirl.
Shit. Well, wait.
In the comics, though, I don't know.
I mean, are we... what are we talking? Are we just talking about cool characters? Or are we talking about cool characters, you know? I mean, we're talking about that. I'm going to say Catwoman. We're talking about, like... Not even them. Like, in terms of structured characters, it's like... I mean, Batgirl's cool. Don't get me wrong. I feel like, especially the past, like... I don't know, 15, 20 years, like they've made her really cool. But Catwoman's always been pretty interesting. You have to really try to get a boring version of her. And don't get me wrong, they've succeeded, the Halle Berry one and stuff. But even that one's not boring. That's just insane. So yeah, I think it's always got to be Cat. I love the way she walks both sides. Like sometimes she's a hero, sometimes she's a villain. She just does whatever the fuck she wants. So I really dig that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. What sort of crimes would either of you establish for the next Ace Ventura movie?
I mean, the mascot one's pretty funny in the first one. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a question I was expecting. Something along the lines of like the mascot thing where it ties into like some sort of other like property or I don't know, sport or video game. I don't know. It's just something that has like a tie-in, because animals are everywhere. They're mascots, they're cartoon characters. So I feel like tying in something to that would be pretty fun.
Manga King, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, 2 films I really hope you cover in Disney-cember that you haven't talked about are So Dear to My Heart and Swiss Family Robinson. I searched through all your past Disney-cember vids, and neither were there.
Yeah, no, I don't even know So Dear to My Heart. So look that up. Swiss Family Robinson, I remember seeing it. I just remember being okay. Maybe I should watch it again. But yeah, I don't remember it like jumping out at me in terms of what to do. But I'll check out So Dear to My Heart. I haven't even heard of that one. And there's a drawing falling here. Hold on, I'm just gonna stop it from falling.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, without spoilers, I assume you've watched an episode of Amphibia with a certain cliche that I know you're not a fan of, the liar revealed. My question is, do you still like that episode? Because I thought it was very emotional.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it worked out okay. Again, because they're treating it like it's a real situation, and it's not. In a movie, it's more annoying because you have to devote so much time to it, like the whole third act. Where in a show, you can legit like handle it any way you want. You don't need a big climax at the end. You don't need the characters go through the exact same, formula. You can switch it up a bit. So yeah, I thought it was fine. And there was a mystery to it as well. It wasn't like, oh, this is gonna happen. Like there was a legit mystery, and you didn't know it was gonna go the route it did.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Oh, Doug, my ancestor, Jim Vizina, actually owned the Oriental Saloon in Tombstone, and yes, he knew Wyatt Earp. It's the same saloon that Billy Bob Thornton's character was kicked out of in the film.
Holy shit! So he's kind of like in the movie
awesome.
In a sense. That's awesome, man. Sweet connections.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the upcoming movie Marcel the Shell with Shoes On? In case you aren't aware, it's by A24 and looks so weird yet so wholesome.
I've been getting, it's funny because I'll get screening invites to movies, and sometimes they'll have like a couple and stuff. And that one I think I've gotten for like months. They are just constantly saying, now you can see it this day, now you can see it this day, now you can see it this day. And I had to look up what it was. I never even saw the YouTube video it was based on, but I'm like, okay, cute. And I'm just like, I'm sure it's going to be fine, but I think I just got so many screening invites that I kept turning down. I'm just like, you know what? I hope this movie fails. I'm sick to death of it. Because I haven't seen it like anywhere else.
Yeah,
either.
And you haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, and I'm just already hoping that it goes nowhere. But I'm sure it's totally fine. I'm with you. It looks like a sweet little weird movie. But yeah, it was interesting seeing the original video because I didn't even know it was based on a YouTube video. So that was kind of neat. And like a really old one, too.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I haven't watched your review of The Batman yet, but when I watched the movie itself, it was anticlimactic.
I make that argument a little bit, too. I mean, there is a climax, but I was saying because all the main villains are already kind of put away, why is it really suspenseful watching him hit henchmen? You know what I mean? It's like, I know it's like the people that he has to save and everything, but it's like, all the bad guys are. I was comparing it to Dark Knight, saying it's like the same climax, but the Joker and Two-Face are just out of the equation. He's only beating up the henchmen. Like, that's just not as interesting. So I kind of agree.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. If I were Queen Elizabeth Turner of the Brethren Court, then I would organize all the pirates in the world and make them help each other.
Well, maybe that did happen. Who knows?
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. Do either of you like steampunk and or pirates? I like the steampunk aesthetic. I like steampunks, but I will say my favorite of that like niche genre like that, if you guys aren't aware of this, is Rococo punk. Which is like, the Rococo period, like pre-French Revolution. It's like people taking like giant white Rococo style wigs and dresses and like having like the steampunk type aesthetic with it. If I had a ton of money and a ton of sewing skills, your girl would make herself a Rococo punk dress in a heartbeat.
I'm checking this shit out. This is pretty fucking cool. They'll
It's
have
so
like mechanical
cool.
stuff in the wigs, and the wigs are like Marge Simpson size and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think steampunk is really cool. I haven't seen it in a while. Maybe I just haven't been to enough conventions, but yeah, anytime I see it, it's really cool. To a point where, because I get in talks with people and stuff like that. Do you consider, Heather, Treasure Planet steampunk?
There's a line. I don't know.
That's not steampunk to me. Like I
it
would
kind of is.
I would like it more if it was steampunk.
Yeah.
Because the style didn't really gel for me, even though there's some cool visuals. But I would actually really, really get into it more if it did have that steampunk style to it, but I didn't feel like it did.
Interesting. Would
Yeah,
you count like Arcane as something that has like a steampunk type style?
I would, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Although
'Cause-
that'd be another one. It's close, but like,
Yeah.
there's steam. Everything has like smoke shooting out of it.
A
It's kind
part
of
of me
dirty
still
and it
does
looks
put-
handmade.
A part of me still does put Treasure Planet in a steampunk category, but like I understand what you were saying. That's not quite 100% there.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's a little too early 2000s, if that makes sense.
Yes,
Where it's like steampunk
yes.
kind of has like a timeless look to it. Where yeah, and Arcane, I get the feeling maybe we'll look back and be like, oh yeah, that was very like 2020 steampunk maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I know what people are talking about, but that doesn't sound right. That doesn't feel like steampunk to me.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Amphibia fun fact, in the middle of season 2, when Andrea shows them that book, the ancient amphibian language is actually decipherable, and you can read its hidden messages. Do you want to know what some of it says, or do you want to look it up yourself?
I'll look it up myself. That's cool though. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Red Alert Comics, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you done a review of Natty Gann for Disney-cember? I remember there was an F-bomb in this. I did hear shit, too.
Is that a Disney movie?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Nattygann.
That's
Natty
That's-
Gann.
Disney?
Is
Wait,
it?
wait, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, fuck, no. No, it is. I was confusing it with Nanny McGee or McPhee or whatever.
Oh,
the Nanny
no.
movie. No, it's funny you mentioned that. I just started watching that a little bit, just in bits and pieces, because I remember seeing same thing, just bits and pieces of that movie and really liking it, but I never saw the whole thing. It's another one of those where I probably have seen the whole thing, but not in order. So I was finally starting to watch it in order, and I didn't get very far. But I should. That'll be a good excuse to sit down and watch the whole thing, maybe.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I have an idea for the next theme month. Since it's the 15th anniversary of Twilight next year, will you do a Twilight month?
I've thought about it. I think I already have my theme month picked out. And I don't know, Twilight feels more like, I don't know, maybe the 20-year mark or something like that. Also, I just don't want to talk about it.
That's fair.
But I know there's definitely laughs you can get. A lot of them are really just boring.
Mm-hmm. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Instead of all these Game of Thrones spin-off shows, what I think people would rather see is maybe a documentary about what the hell happened in the final season. What decisions were made that turned a good show into a mess?
I don't know about documentary series, but documentary would be kind of interesting.
It would be, but then they would have
You're
to
not gonna
admit
get
that the
anyone to
last
sign off on
season
it.
sucked.
Yeah, no. I mean, it wouldn't be from them.
No.
Definitely HBO wouldn't release that. Though I don't know if they released the Snyder Cut.
Honestly, some of the HBO Max documentary and documentary series are amazing, too.
Oh yeah. I know I've praised the hell out of them. I love HBO Max. I love it so much. But that'd be interesting. I don't have any interest in the backstory of like the characters in Game of Thrones and stuff. I mean, that might be one of those where I'll just kind of wait and see if people recommend it, because there's too many damn things to watch right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll wait and see if people are like, yeah, no, check it out, and the ending will suck then too, I'm sure.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, have you checked out the Kevin Smith film known as Cop Out, starring Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan?
I know more about the behind the scenes stories than the movie itself. Movie didn't look that good. It sounds like even Kevin Smith didn't like it. So probably not. So the one joke that they played in the trailers, I thought the scene wasn't funny, but the punchline was good, where the guy that got arrested is trying to get on their nerves and stuff. He's like telling bad jokes, and finally he just goes, knock, knock. And Tracy Morgan, for, I don't know, maybe a minute, just says every variation of no you can imagine, and just no. And he goes through the whole thing for, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. And Bruce Willis goes, who's there? I thought that's a good payoff for some that had all that build up. I'm like, all right, that's a pretty good payoff.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you were curious what Marcy was doing in Newtopia before Anne arrived, there's a short on YouTube where Marcy sings her version of the show's intro while briefly showing her adventures. It's called Marcy's Theme Song Takeover.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe I'll check that out. That sounds cute.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I have an idea for a Stephen King review, the remake of Firestarter. It's really, really, really bad, minus the girl's performance as well as Zac Efron.
Uh,
Love a good Zac Efron moment.
Zac Efron's? Yeah, that's weird. I heard it's bad. That might be good. That might be a good one to do. I got a couple still on the list. I'm like, oh, I should get to that, but yeah, maybe because people say it's really bad.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. If you one day wake up and see that Catherine Zeta-Jones wants to be in your crew, would you let her? And what if it's Amber Heard?
Because they have so much in common. Wait, like in disguise? Like she takes off in basket? Never heard. I mean, why would I not allow Catherine Zeta? As long as like Michael Douglas isn't watching with like a rifle to my head, waiting for me to make a move or something. No, of course I would not turn that down at all.
Yeah. Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the $5. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Hi, Doug. Hi, Rachel. Actually, I'm Heather. Hello. Nice to meet you. Quick question. Have you ever thought of reviewing nostalgic games after Bart's Nightmare? I'm not saying like NES games, but some games. I ask because I know a game that's pretty much all story. We have for Disney-cember. That's why Doug has started playing games here on Friday nights. Selfish promotion.
Yeah. So I do play them Friday, and I think I did Dragon's Lair with Don Bluth, which was pretty cool, and the second one too. Yeah, I don't think I've done. Oh, no, I think I did like Blues Brothers or something like that. So I've done one or two.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your favorite moment from the Simpsons movie? For me, it's the Tom Hanks cameo, even though we all know what that scene would have been. That scene would have featured Troy McClure instead if the movie came out a decade prior.
Let me think. I don't know. For some reason, the one that's popping in my head, just again because you wouldn't really see it in the show, I guess. I love Homer. He's slowly escaping and he's given the finger while going down. I thought that was pretty funny. Just seeing that animation made me chuckle pretty hard.
Hewlett Fan, thank you.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Because it actually has one of my favorite jokes. I totally forgot about it. Okay. When it looks like the world is going to end and the church and the bar are next to each other and the people leave their buildings and then go to the other one. That's brilliant. That is brilliant writing.
Hewlett Fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you ever heard of a movie called Cool Cat Saves the Kids? An awful, furry, anti-bullying movie by Derek Savage that's so badly made it's unintentionally hilarious. It was a huge meme in 2015.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen it. But it's one of those, it's kind of like Birdemic. It was so everywhere. I feel like I don't need to see it. You know what I mean? But one of these days I should probably sit down and actually watch the whole thing.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is a superficial aspect of a popular movie or show that keeps you from liking it? For me, it's the Animaniacs reboot. I'm sorry, but shame on those writers for getting rid of Slappy! You need to have a sarcastic and down-to-earth character to keep everyone from being too hyperactive and annoying.
Yeah, and there's other elements to that reboot, but I do like that reboot on the whole. There's enough good writing. I'm trying to think...
I know there has been. There's definitely been things where it's like, I'm just not gonna... Okay, most movies with Jared Leto, I'm just not gonna watch it on principle. I don't care. The only reason I would ever see House of Gucci is because of Lady Gaga.
There's something... Man, I'm trying to think of one, like something about like a lot of the cliches in Moulin Rouge, which is funny because I was doing the review for Elvis here in our Baz Luhrmann movie, and there's something about when somebody's acting like they're saying something really new and really dramatic and really powerful, but it's something you've heard a million times in the exact same way, but they're acting like, stand back, we got something. It's just going to destroy your heart. And it's like the exact same shit you've heard a million times. That drives me nuts. I think that's why something like Moulin Rouge really gets under my skin, because it's just going so quiet and so dramatic. Like, no, this is so powerful. We're not even going to have music at this point. We're just going to let the acting really come across for how powerful. And it's just doing the same shit everyone's seen like a million times. That gets to me. That really, really like... stops me from liking something, because the style in that movie is really cool, but like the story and characters are just, it's like I said, it's been done to death.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you ever do an NC for Brazil, I recommend waiting until November to review it. Why? Because it's the month of Thanksgiving, and it's your favorite movie, a film that you're thankful for, so it seems fitting. Just an idea. It's what I'm doing, at least.
No, I would do Christmas, because it's technically a Christmas movie. It takes place around Christmas. It's another one of those where it's not really a Christmas film, but it just happens to take place at that time. And I always have a soft spot for films that do that. They take place during a holiday, so it's like, oh well, like Adam's Family Values is technically a Thanksgiving film, even actually it doesn't take place around Thanksgiving. They just do a pageant, but it's still technically a Thanksgiving film. You know what I mean? So I always have a soft spot for films that do that.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. This is a hard question. What is your favorite live-action comic book show of all time? For example, The Boys, Umbrella Academy, Doom Patrol, Daredevil, etc. For me, it's definitely Doom Patrol. Such an underrated show.
Doom Patrol's pretty damn great.
I think I would go with one of the Netflix shows, though, honestly. I adored Jessica Jones. Probably either Jessica Jones or Daredevil.
Man, comic book live action show. It's one of those where I have to like just look at, again, a list of them just to be like, yeah, okay, what came out, what counts.
New season of Umbrella Academy just came out today, and I already am so behind on so many things. I'm like, why is this happening? I'm still on episode 2 of The Boys.
I hear
that, of The Boys.
I hear that's really good. But yeah, I never did see it. Yeah, it's another one where it's like, damn, it's just another fucking show I gotta see.
Umbrella Academy is really good.
Yeah. And so Doom Patrol. Nah, I was almost gonna say, I can't quite put it on there, but Batman, the '60s one, because I do have a real soft spot for that show. Yeah, I don't know. Looking all these over, it's like I think I would say now I'm blanking on
Doom Patrol.
Doom Patrol, thank you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm looking at all these titles here.
It's too bad some of the CW live action shows kind of ran themselves into the ground, because the first few seasons of The Flash and the first few seasons of Arrow are great television.
Yeah.
And then they just ran them for like 8 or 9 seasons. So of course you run out of ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll say Doom Patrol. The more I'm looking them over, I'm like, yeah, that sounds right.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Are you ever going to review Snow Dogs?
I think I have it on the list either for Disney December or an NC review. I've never seen it. That looks bad.
Hewlett fan, thank you for the 85 bits. Why is Brazil your favorite movie of all time, Doug? It's great, I'll admit, but what about it makes it so utterly fantastic for you?
I would say if you haven't seen it, see the British cut, because when I first saw it, I liked it, but then when I saw the British cut, something about that just pushed it a little further for me to be like my all-time favorite. I don't know. I love the way it sees the world. It's very cynical, but it's very funny. I like the idea of like daydreaming to get out of like this awful world. And again, I won't give away the ending, but there is. You can either see it as a happy ending or a sad ending, or maybe both, because there is kind of an escape element to it. I love 1984, and this is like a funny 1984. The visuals are so warped, and I love the style. It's like half the stuff on my wall looks like something out of Brazil. So yeah, it has everything I love in a movie.
Burnsy, thank you for the 50 bits. Imagine if a brontosaurus finds itself following a legendary British actor walking through the English countryside. Which actor would you prefer? Mike Cocaine, not the drug, but the actor, Anthony Hopkins, or Ian McKellen?
I guess Ian McKellen, because just him saying anything is always a lot of fun. Just like a dinosaur. Good. I don't know.
Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. With the Ralph...
Oh, no, I was getting Ian McDermott. I'm sorry.
I mean, Ian McKellen is a treasure.
Yeah, that'd still be my answer.
Yeah. Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. With the Ralph Boner joke and the way Professor X is used in Doctor Strange 2, does anyone else think Kevin Feige is really angry at the Fox X-Men movies for not being allowed to use them sooner? Just saying, as a fan of these movies, every nod so far has felt like a middle finger. I think it's less about Kevin Feige being mad at the Fox X-Men movies and them trying to do some commentary on entitled fans saying how things should come together now.
I mean, I don't know. In the multiverse one, I
That
squealed
would-
a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
I was kind of like, yee! And it wasn't that it was Xavier. It was the Xavier with the yellow
Yeah.
wheelchair, and then also the little X-Men theme. I mean, that is just speaking pure geek to me. Just
Not the Real Soundsmith, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm once again requesting a review of James Gunn's Super. Its humor is frequently horror level dark, yet it's surprisingly compelling at the same time.
I'll say this. I'll try to watch it at least, because I hear it's a great movie, and it's one I always forget about. So I wrote it down this time so I don't forget about it.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who is your favorite James Bond villain? For me, it has to be Javier Bardem in Skyfall. Ooh.
Man.
Favorite Bond villain. That's rough.
Yeah, that's really
Because some of them
rough.
are great because they're just so over-the-top ridiculous.
Yeah.
And some of them are
like,
just
legit.
genuinely creepy.
Yeah. So it's funny. I never did. I should see it because I love Christoph Waltz, but I never saw the one he was in.
Mm-hmm.
I get the feeling if I did see it, I'd probably say him because he's always an amazing actor. So I'll say, even though I haven't seen it, I'll still say him.
Not the Real Soundsmith, thank you for the 50 bits. Also, I know it probably won't happen, but could we please get a Rebels Season 3 and 4 review?
Well, so I think I'm just going to do the Disney-cember because 3 and 4 kind of blend together for me. And it just doing the Untitled review show and stuff like that, like, because I have to schedule like the screenings, or if I can even get screenings and stuff, makes it a little tricky. So we'll see. I'm probably just gonna do a Disney-cember review. If anything, I feel like I've just been too far away from it now.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which James Gunn movie do you like more, the Guardians of the Galaxy movie or the Suicide Squad? I might say Guardians. I loved the Suicide Squad, but there is a charm in Guardians of the Galaxy that I don't even know how to describe it. I just watched it again for the first time in a while, and I was like, damn, there is such a charm to this.
It's so close. I think I'd say, if we're counting both movies, I think I'd say Guardians of the Galaxy too. I like that one a little bit more. I think the visual style, the imagery is probably what sets it apart a little bit, because I really do like the Suicide Squad, and it looks great. But I think the overall look of Guardians 2, I remember just being like, I saw it on IMAX, and it was a great movie to see on IMAX. That whole climax, I remember just like leaping off the screen. So I guess I'll say that one, but it's really close.
A couple things, because I still see more new people in chat. Hello. Welcome. In case you don't know the drill, we are reading the messages first. I've got a list of questions. Sometimes we have a chance to answer questions that are highlighted in the chat afterwards. So don't think we're ignoring you. I see you. We just don't always have time to look at everything here. We should probably pick up the pace a little bit too, Doug.
Gotcha.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, I sent you the email. When you have a chance, would you please share it with Heather?
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, will do.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which main villain from a beloved R-rated comic movie do you like the most? Francis in Deadpool, John Hurt from V for Vendetta, or Peacemaker from the Suicide Squad?
Probably Peacemaker. For any other reason, I just know what they're going to do with him that kind of makes it more fun. So, and he's pretty funny.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. I don't know what you'll think of this, but there's going to be a show based on The Last of Us that will star the Mandalorian and the voice of Hilda. Did you see the picture that they released? The first ever picture of them as Joel and Ellie. It looks great.
Okay.
It looks great, actually.
Both of us are a little skeptical because we think a game is a perfect way to do it, but I'm still open. It's two great actors. I mean, so I'm open to it.
It is. If we have to retell Joel and Ellie's story again instead of just doing another story in that world, it looks like it might be done well.
Yeah.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on The Boys Season 3 so far? I've only watched 2 episodes, and I like it. I mean, it's the usual fare. Like, you're going to expect some bloody stuff. You're going to expect some political commentary. I'm very excited to see where the rest of the season is going to go, but I just haven't had time. It's another one that I watch with my husband, so, like, it's hard to keep up with everything right now.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to watch it either. I'm sorry.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. There's a show on Hulu called Solar Opposites. At first glance, it might seem like a little too similar to Rick and Morty, but it really is its own thing. The comedy is hilarious, the characters are charming, and there's a B plot that's one of the most epic things I've ever seen. Can't recommend it more.
I started it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't grabbing me. Maybe because I like Rick and Morty so much. But I only saw the first episode, and that's usually not the best way to judge a show. So at some point, I'll try to give it another chance.
Lucas watched all of Solar Opposites while he had COVID. I did not watch any of it, though.
Did he like it?
Yeah, he liked it. It was,
all right.
It was a nice light show to watch when you're sick and not feeling great in bed, you know?
Yeah, I should give it a shot.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. What weapons do you two think will be in World War III and World War IV?
Our minds.
Ooh.
The deadliest weapon of all.
Yes. Adam Gunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you will ever do another review of 2 movies back-to-back in one video like you did for Bill and Ted?
It takes a lot more time, so probably not. Maybe for a Disney December, I've talked about maybe doing the 2 Ewok movies back-to-back, because you really need to talk about back-to-back if you don't know what happens in them. Something really jarring happens in the second one.
Matt Hanna, thank you for the 50 bits. Could Pinocchio be the live-action remake that you'll actually like? Huh?
I'll say that I've opened up more to it when I realize I remember the darker elements, like the kids turning into donkeys and stuff, and Robert Zemeckis' weird fascination with scaring people with his CG. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of opening up to that more and more.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you prefer kinetic bombardments over nuclear ones? Mind you, there are less radiation involved. I've mentioned this before. I used to live in Japan, and I actually went to the museum in Hiroshima, and it's haunting. Like the after effects of the bomb are like terrifying, but it was a great experience, and I would recommend anyone go check it out. But woof, it's like bone chilling.
I can't imagine.
Yeah. Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the $3. Appreciate that. I just wanted to say the game I had in mind is a game about 4 hours long called To the Moon. It's on Steam, and I suggested it to Tamara.
Okay. Yeah, I might check it out. Just check it out.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I meant dictator, not director.
I already forgot what the question was.
Oh, the fairly adequate. I may have misread it on accident because dyslexia. He asked about the fairly adequate.
And we went on so long about the director. I'll say me and kick Assia. Come on.
It's a good one. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on the original Transformers movie with Orson Welles?
I have a soft spot for it, but I don't know. How do you rate that movie? Because it's obvious what it is. It's trying to sell toys, get rid of the old cast. Mm-hmm. So it's a clear commercial, but at the same time, it's kind of a beautifully
it's got a lot of heart.
Commercial. It does have some heart to it, and it's such a time capsule as well of the 80s. So I don't know. And I like Transformers, but I don't love them. So it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like it never grabbed me that much, but I am still kind of fascinated by it, if any of that makes sense.
It does. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What classic movie scene that affected you so much as a kid that little day-to-day stuff puts you back in the movie? For example, every time I see a helicopter while in the car, I'm reminded of Goodfellas. Or when I'm out in the woods, I think the Predator is watching me.
I think in Mary Poppins, when Mr. Banks is walking to essentially lose his job, the music and the atmosphere and him being alone, like every once in a while when I just go for a walk or something, I'm just letting like my mind kind of rest and stuff. I'll kind of think of that imagery of like, one avenue ending, another beginning, and that bittersweetness to it. So yeah, probably that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I typed highly adequate because it would have been confusing to type a good dictator. I mean, very good at their job and achieving their goals.
Again, I'd still say me.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Any review on the Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson Hitman's Bodyguard 1 and or 2?
I forgot that was even a thing when the sequel came out. I'm like, was there a first one? I didn't even know there was. So, I don't know. I don't think it would get clicks, but I don't know. Maybe I'll check it out just to check it out.
Fresh Level, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, I got something for you. Shows the baby from Junior.
God, you didn't even need to show it. Just the idea of seeing that again. Ooh.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Who was your favorite Robin? For me, it's Jason Todd. Yeah, I think I'm going to agree with Jason Todd. Although Grayson is also another good one. But
there's so many versions
Jason
of
Todd,
him, too.
Yeah.
I really like the one in... I don't know if this is the same one. In the animated series, when the first Robin left and the other one came, like, he was a lot younger. I like that one because I thought I was going to hate him because he's like a little boy. But I actually thought he had more personality than the previous Robin.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading chat about it. Sorry, I can't get too into this. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. The Batman was only a little bit anticlimactic, not very much.
I mean, there is a climax in it. I think just not fighting any of the main villains was a tad off-putting.
Burnsy, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you ever review Paddington Bear too?
I mean, I didn't review the first one. They're both really great movies. I don't know, maybe like as a little Christmas film or something, maybe.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 50 bits. Figured out how to use bits. Cool.
Congrats.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What is your favorite trope in a TV show that happens in almost every series? For me, it's the theme of the villains teaming up. It's just fun to see villains in a show, whether animated or live action, play off each other and interact.
Alliances of convenience, as my brother used to call it. I'm sure he didn't originate that, but yeah, I love that. I always like when a character shows up and you're like, oh shit, like things are about to get worse. And usually it's like the end of the episode.
Okay.
I always love that moment.
Okay, that's cool. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Will you review the Adam Sandler movie Anger Management? The chemistry between Sandler and Jack Nicholson is so underrated. It's rare to see someone more wacky than Sandler.
I never saw it. It got bad reviews, and my friends weren't really saying it was good or bad, so I never checked it out. But I do like them both, so maybe I should give it a shot.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, for the next Matt Reeves Batman sequel, which villain would you like to be highlighted more? I'm with you. We have a Joker quota, but I'm interested in a Mad Hatter, Two-Face, Scarecrow, or Baby Doll. Mad Hatter, man. We've said that before. In that Matt Reeves Batman world, Mad Hatter would be very interesting.
Oh, the Baby Doll would kind of be interesting, too.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on how Donald was portrayed in the Ducktales reboot? Personally, I thought they made him too nice. I love the show, but no way in hell would any other version of Donald Duck turn down massive fame and wealth when it's offered to him.
I thought it were. I still thought it was pretty in character for him and everything, especially still being like an uncle with like, 3 boys and stuff like that. I liked it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Talkative Carl typed, Rococo sounds like something Heather made up. I absolutely did not. No,
I looked it up. It's a
fascinating period in the late 1700s, like in French. And if you ever think of like the huge powdered wigs, if you think of like olden France and it's interesting time period. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Which movie from Cartoon Saloon was your favorite? The Breadwinner, Secrets of Kells, Song of the Sea, or Wolfwalkers?
I still haven't seen Breadwinner, and I really want to. It's another one I got on the list I haven't checked out. For the style, I think I like Wolfwalkers, but for the story, I think I like Secret of Kells.
Okay, we can probably take a breath for a hot second. People have slowed down on giving bits.
Okay.
Also, I would like to also point this out with chat. Thank you, chat. You were talking about Tim Drake, the new Robin that came in that was younger.
Gotcha. Okay, because he's like a mix of a couple Robins, right?
I'm not positive.
Season 4, I think they combined him with like a few like kid versions. I mean, they're all kids, but you know what I mean.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Out of curiosity, why didn't you use the F word during any of our videos in 2018? Was this a New Year's resolution?
It was for my ma.
Yeah.
Something I used to do is that she loved and was so proud of everything I did, but said, do you have to use the F word all the time? I can't show my church friends your videos. I would say, well, they're successful. But it was one of those things where so what I would do is anytime someone would send me like an email saying, oh, you helped me through something or a depressive episode or something like that, or I'm, in Afghanistan or something like that, or I've been, serving over here and stuff and watching your stuff helped. I'd put them together and give them to her at Christmas. I always title it, They All Like the F Word, kind of as a joke, but she loved reading the emails. So after she passed, I kind of said, because I always kind of said to myself, I bet I can do a year without saying the F word. And people wouldn't notice, just to kind of show her. But she passed away, and I was kind of like, all right, this feels like the right time to do it. Let me actually make an effort to do this. And nobody noticed until I brought it up, so I really like that.
NZ Multiverse, thank you for the 100 bits. Can we get a clue for next week's Nostalgia Critic review?
No, there's no clue. I couldn't give that. Here, hold on. Malibu!
Okay. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Only Murders in the Building second season comes out in a week. What are your thoughts on the trailer, and do you think you'll watch it?
I probably will. We're trying to finish up Better Call Saul right now because we love that show. But yeah, Only Murders in the Building was kind of like our morning show. I might wait till later in the year because I remember it being a good fall show. It felt really good to watch in fall because it took place in fall also. But I haven't seen the trailer yet. And I did like the first season. So yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I'm not sure when though.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think Mysterio's projectors can save a lot of money on movie productions by eliminating the need to hire so many performers?
From Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Well, I never thought about that. You'll have to ask him.
Party Crasher, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, just wondering your thoughts on Die Hard series. I never got the hate for it. I really enjoy it. Fun, action, and yeah, it's not rated R, but it doesn't kill the movie like some people say.
Like a later one or the whole series? I only saw up to 3. I hear after that they're not that good.
I've only seen the first one.
But I mean, first one's the best. And 2 and 3 I do like, but I don't think they're great. And then yeah, I just hear they're not so hot afterwards. So I don't know. The first 3 are fine.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, Doug, which would you prefer, samurai or shinobi, which means ninja? I think samurai are so much more interesting. Just the whole history of them.
Yeah. I don't want to say there's more subtlety to the technique, but it feels like there's just that preciseness of the little movement and that stillness as well, which is a part of like ninjas too. But I don't know. Somehow it feels like there's more focus on it with samurai.
Fun fact, I went to a castle in Kyoto where they used to build in floorboards that would intentionally creak so that if ninjas tried to come, if assassins tried to sneak into the castle and the building, they would hear the floors creak.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that interesting?
That's really awesome. It's a good alarm.
Yeah. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What villain that almost nobody talks about is your favorite? For me, it's Captain Love from Mask of Zorro. That scene with him drinking from the heads in water jars and hands in wine pitchers still gives me chills.
That is a good villain. Man, I'm trying to. Go ahead.
I don't know. Never mind. I lost it. It's fine.
I mean, I always say I don't know if it counts, but when I think of like the devil, like, man, that's Beelzebub, and this is what he would do for fun and stuff. I do think of that Chernenbog from Fantasia.
Yeah.
Especially found with the Ave Maria. I just think like, yeah, man, that's evil incarnate. That's what he would do for fun. He'd turn all his minions into like little ants, and he would just destroy them in different ways. And like, I don't know, he looks how I think the devil would look and everything. And I know they say it's not the devil, it's Chernenbog, but they fucking say in the intro, this is a battle of heaven and hell. It's like, it's the devil.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. What makes a good TV series based in a post-apocalyptic world? I mean, I think at the heart of it, it's just about humans figuring out their place in the world, their place in life, and how to move forward with relationships. Like, there's a reason why post-apocalyptic worlds are generally bummers, because, like, at no point, it's the best way to really put a magnifying glass to humanity. Like, when literally all the cards are down and everything is folded, what will people do?
I'm even trying to think, because outside of Walking Dead, I'm even trying to think of like what would count as a post-apocalyptic show.
I mean, I'm sure there's a whole bunch in the genre. I didn't watch Chernobyl, but Chernobyl isn't it?
Maybe, I don't know. I didn't see
I don't know. I
that
haven't
one
watched
either.
it either.
Yeah,
Jericho, TDI, Charlie Brown says.
That's another one I haven't seen. Yeah, and maybe that's part of it. I haven't seen that. Like, does Arcane?
I feel like I play a lot more post-apocalyptic world games.
Yeah. And I do like Walking Dead, though. I think it went on too long. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess everything you said. I would argue too, if they could do like a Mad Max thing where they make the world very interesting too. The characters obviously a big part, but I think the world, because we've seen so many post-apocalyptic worlds. So if you can do something really different and interesting, I think that can sell it really hard.
I would 100% agree with that. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you two think the painting was haunted in Knives Out?
Probably not. Knowing his directing, probably not.
Right, yeah. I know Chernobyl was a dramatic retelling of the actual Chernobyl disaster, but like I assumed it addressed like after the fallout. But I don't know. Never mind. I know that's not like a fake thing that I know it really happened.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh, I thought it was based on like the real.
Yes, I guess I was thinking more of it humanity dealing with a catastrophic event.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know what I mean?
No, because
in my mind, that's the heart of the post-apocalyptic, like just humanity responding.
I got what yeah, because I was saying to myself, I was like, oh, maybe I really don't know what it's about.
No, that was my miscommunication. But
no,
I'm aware, everyone. I have a degree where I could teach history. I'm aware.
Just a diehard Chernobyl never happened.
Chernobyl denier Heather Roos.
Another one.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you play Star Wars Old Republic? Remember that here you can choose to be Sith or Jedi.
We have it on the list. I forget if it's...
The Knights of the Old Republic we'll probably do when the remake comes out.
Yeah, whenever the remake comes out, I think we're looking at doing it then, because I think that makes the most sense.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. What would either of you done if you were Marta Cabrera at the end of Knives Out? I honestly don't remember Knives Out that well.
Hold on, wait, was she the main character? Hold on, Marta.
Oh, and we never answered if we thought the painting was haunted in Knives Out.
I said I didn't think it was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's the main character. And I would puke less.
Party Crasher, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, what are your thoughts on the Moon Knight show? Have you seen it? As a Moon Knight fan, it was a complete bastardization of the character, changed so much for no reason, and made him less interesting. Also, is very much an R-rated character.
Yeah, you know, that's always the thing when I see like some of these comic book adaptations. Like, I found out with Ant-Man, a lot of people don't like Ant-Man because it has so little to do with the comic, apparently. But I like those films. I think the same thing with Moon Knight. I enjoyed it. I thought that dude's acting was really great. I loved how even if he didn't do the voice, I could tell which personality he was. I thought that was really cool. I can't say I loved it like a lot of people did, but I did enjoy it. If there was ironically a little bit more of Moon Knight in it, I might have liked it a bit more, but it was still good and interesting, and I had no interest in the show until everyone said watch it. So the fact that I was watching, like, where's this going? What is going, what's going on right now and stuff, I think it was good, because I really didn't have much interest at first.
We're in a hype train. Thanks, everybody. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. Would either of you please name 3 things that need to be involved in a fictitious apocalypse? I would allow the Earth itself to remain habitable and a small fraction of the human race to survive, like in Fury Road.
I mean, I feel like we named 2, like, good characters, a different kind of world we haven't seen, an interesting apocalyptic world. You know what? I'll say this, color. Because every apocalyptic
I like that
thing has, like, it's either the desert or it's colorless. And again, I like to see something where, like, whatever the surviving bits of color that there is, like somehow they got that together. They graffitied stuff, or maybe the bright lights that survive, like the Vegas lights, like a Vegas apocalypse would be kind of cool if somehow like they got the lights still working and stuff. I don't know, something like that.
Kevin, oh, I just read that. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I almost said butts. Disney Plus is definitely my favorite streaming service, but my biggest complaint is the amount of original content that they constantly produce. Yeah, I think the content burnout is an issue.
I mean, it's weird. Like today, I was watching the I was watching the Obi-Wan show, and I was watching a little bit of Miss Marvel, and there's also like one or two other shows that came out today, and like none of the Kenobi and Miss Marvel wasn't even like the big banner at the top.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's like too much other stuff coming out, and yeah, how often do you get to say that there's too much new material? I mean, I guess it's a good problem to have, but
it's also a problem.
Yeah, it's good way of putting it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we don't have to watch it all, but like, I want to actually finish the season of The Boys. I want to watch the next season of Umbrella Academy. I want to be able to watch part 2 of season 4 of Stranger Things when it comes out in like 2 weeks, you know?
Yeah, well, I think there is something too. I mean, when a series then starts to suffer, you do start to wonder, well, are they spreading it a little too thin,
Yes.
a little too much and stuff? Particularly I'm thinking of the Star Wars show, because Mandalorian was so great, and then they kind of get less and less with every new show they're doing.
Right. Some of this Marvel stuff may honestly kind of go the CWDC way, where I am just gonna pick and choose.
Yeah.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Which superpower would either of you prefer? The Atom's power to alter size and mass, or Firestorm's power of molecular transmutation?
I forget the molecular transmit. Like, does that...
You can change matter, yeah.
Okay,
I would say alter size and mass. I would go with the Atom.
I guess I'll say change things around me.
Molecular transmutation?
Yeah, even though I forget exactly how that works, but...
Sounds so busted, it kind of does.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, I don't know, because you can make new stuff with it. With changing your size, it's like, oh, okay, neat, so you're big, now you're small, whatever. Like, when you can just change stuff around you, that's kind of cool. You can create new things.
CM Waters, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, have you heard of the disastrous musical film Rock of Ages? With a conventional story, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Tom Cruise in his first and hopefully last singing role. I highly recommend it. For the nostalgia critic, of course.
I've had people recommend it to me. I haven't seen it, but the reason we probably won't do it is because, again, music is like the biggest thing that gets hit for like the copyright claims and stuff. I mean, it shouldn't. I mean, it's in our right to talk about and review it and stuff, but that's usually what they go after the most. So probably not, but I should check it out just to watch it, because it is interesting how many people have recommended it to me.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think Legal Eagle should review any episode of Elementary starring Johnny Miller and Lucy Liu?
I never saw it.
I didn't either.
I mean, he seems to talk about anything that has legal stuff in it, so I don't see why not. I'd love to see him talk about either like Birdman or Birdgirl. That'd be funny. Like he critiques the way they lawyer up in that.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Sorry, pressed enter accidentally. Oh, I think they should have Kenobi series the first part of the year and Miss Marvel the second part of the year, just to allow them to breathe and give the show its day in the sun. It isn't like we're going to forget about Disney Plus if they don't have something new on the app all the time.
I agree. Maybe their thought is like they see what's going on with Netflix and they're like, yes! And then they're like, we can't be that! Yeah. So they're trying to shove all these new shows.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Despite the pirate sequels not being nearly as good as the original film, what are some good moments from any of them? I love shot in At World's End when the ship is upside down and the camera turns to make it look like they're right way up. Just seems very surreal to me.
Yeah, no, actually, I don't think there's any that had like no good moments in it. Like they all have good moments. I like in the last one that came out, I remember it being pretty boring, but the big escape at the execution where they got his head in the guillotine.
Okay.
And it's flipping around where the guillotine's almost cutting his head off, but then doesn't because he's spinning around and the camera like just follows him. The fight was really great. He had to fight like strapped to this table, but he still like fought off swords and stuff. That was cool. And I love the fight on top of the wheel that was spinning around, the wheelbarrow, whatever that was.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was pretty great.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm surprised you haven't done a review for the original SpongeBob movie, Airplane, or Spaceballs.
Spaceballs, I don't. Maybe I should, because I keep thinking, what would I say? And then I'm like, well, if I just say like kind of the impact it had on me and what we quote and say why it's funny, I think that could work. Airplane, I don't think I could do. I think that's self-explanatory. SpongeBob, maybe, just because I know enough about it where I feel like I can talk about why it works. And I don't think I've seen the whole movie. I've at the very least seen that climax with David Hasselhoff, though, and that is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. So maybe I should talk about that climax.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. The Only Rebel Gamer asks, hey Doug, are we going to see any Dark Toons again?
I'm not planning on it. I kind of got Dark Toons out. And it was fun to do. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, somewhere I wasn't disliking it, but I was just like, yeah, the steam's finally leaving me. I'm kind of like into the Untitled review show now.
Party Crasher, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, if you ever do watch Casino Royale again, I guarantee you will think Lee Chiffre is the best Bond villain. So real and actually an understandable motivation. So good. Oh yeah, Casino Royale I think is a great one.
I do remember him being a good villain, and like I said, I do have to watch it again because I think knowing where the Bond films go and where the Craig's character goes, I think I would like it more.
I think it's Craig's best Bond movie.
Now that I know where it's going, like I said, I had such a closed off thought about what James Bond should be at that time, and I thought he was too straight faced and nothing like has an effect on him. But knowing where it's going, I'm like, I should really give it a chance. I get the feeling I would like it now.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you want to complain about the most? For me, it's when Meg Griffin pulled out her tooth and yelled her Lois to get out. I cannot so easily get over that.
Oh, like just in general? Like a scene in a show or a movie?
Yeah, the question is just, what do you want to complain about the most?
What do I want to complain about the most? I mean, it changes.
What's up with this weather? No.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. We've had triple digits for the past week.
It's been very hot.
Something to complain about. Yeah, I don't know. It changes, like I guess it would with anyone. I mean, but I guess that's a good thing because it shows we find different things to focus on, and B, some things do get better. A lot of, especially in movies, I feel like a lot of cliches. I'm like, I am so sick of this. Like, they do usually go away. Other people get sick of it too, and they have to find something else. So that's always kind of reassuring.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 50 bits. I was rewatching the WTF endings video, and honestly, I still prefer the Everyone Dies ending of Little Shop of Horrors over the happy ending. It's the ending to the stage show. I think it's a funny kind of dark, and like the rest of the film, the puppetry and effects work is phenomenal. But honestly, I just love that movie.
That ending is mind-blowing. Like, and what a shame that they had to lose it. I can't pretend like I don't understand why they didn't redo the ending. I totally get that. I would like to see that parallel universe where what if they did keep that ending? Like, how would have audiences responded? Would they have liked it more? Would they have gotten more of like a niche audience, or would it have done better or worse? I'm really curious, but it's a fascinating ending.
Party Crasher, thank you for the 100 bits. Have any of you seen the show Smallville? If so, thoughts? The first 5 seasons are pretty good, and then it kind of goes downhill, mostly just the character of Lana Lang holding back Clark and Lex's characters. If not, watch it for Lex Luthor alone. Actually added to his character, and the actor was great. Met him in real life. He's a really funny guy, so opposite from Lex Luthor.
I heard Luthor was really good, and I've never seen the show. I remember
I watched like the first 2 seasons.
It was a huge thing for a while. Yeah. That's probably like the first of those.
Like DC, CW.
Yeah. So yeah, but I never did check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. There's a joke in Solar Opposites where one character tries to shoot another character with something literally called a dumb ray. It hits a school textbook and transforms it into the Holy Bible. That really made me laugh.
Harsh. Wow. Yeah, it takes balls. That's a ballsy joke.
It is. Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Even though it's not Disney or Star Wars, but is Until Dawn, Dark Pictures games, and or The Quarry any games you want to play? Remember, you choose who live and who dies. You actually, I think, would really get a kick out of Until Dawn.
All right, maybe we'll try
It's like
that.
a story choice game, but it's like a horror as well, where like you play as these teens going up into like a cabin in the woods. And
I feel like the Quarry I've been seeing more and more of.
Yeah.
I haven't played it.
Mhm.
Maybe it's like a palate cleanser or something like that. After Guardians, we'll see.
They had the
balls
to give one of the
Mythic
greatest
Tyrant!
superheroes of all time.
I always forget this exists.
Credit card.
Yeah, because it goes against like the whole bad credit card.
Yep, it's going.
Yeah.
It's still going.
Kind of you.
Mythic Tyrant, thank you so much for the 10,000 bits. We
Thank you
really
so
appreciate that.
much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's amazing. Thank you. I will still put your question in the line, but I just wanted to recognize that because
Yes.
thank you. Also, that was loud, but it has to be loud. It's the back credit card rant.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I mean?
Man.
It's gotta
I think
be
that
loud.
happened during like the Guardian stream, and I was just like, I think I was answering a question. I'm talking while also listening to this. I'm like, oh, thank you so much, but yeah, and back to the thing. Oh my God, that's so kind of you. Yes. Anyway, back credit card. Wait, what? That got in my head somehow.
Favre Films, thank you for the 50 bits. On the Batman's comedy, to quote Malcolm, finally, someone who gets it. I have issues.
I mean, I feel like there's people that see the comedy in it, definitely. But yeah, when people are like, it's too serious, I'm like, nah, man,
The whole
watch
premise.
it again. Yeah, I mean, you gotta.
Superheroes in general are kind of like a weird premise. You know what I mean?
It's weird though. Now we have to convince people there's comedy to it, where before we had to convince people to take it seriously. Now
Right.
we have to convince them the other way and say, no. This is a little funny.
Yeah. TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. Any chance you would do an episode talking about kids WB?
It's on the list though, man. I want to do that. I want to do TGIF. I don't want to get the group involved. That was one of the reasons we held off so long. Maybe I should do it soon because it is one of those where, like I said, I'm 40 now, man, and everything is kind of like a little bit more draining, and those take time.
They do.
To do. So yeah, maybe I should get on that sooner than later.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Honestly, Doug, Live Free or Die Hard is actually pretty good. However, A Good Day to Die Hard is complete garbage and a waste of your time.
Okay.
A garbage for Rob. Garbage!
I should check them out just to say I've seen them all. Okay, I think there's only 2 I haven't seen.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I have 2 shows I recommend for you, Agretzko and Violet Evergarden. Try watching the first episode if you can, and if you like them, please watch them all.
I'll do my best. I already got a lot of shows to watch, man. I'll do my best.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. I literally just thought of this. Doesn't part of you wish that during the climax of It 2017, one character shouted, "You're gonna die, clown," like in Happy Gilmore? Don't even care that it takes place 7 years prior to when that movie came out. Still would have been hilariously forced.
Sure. Why not?
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Which has the best longevity as a genre? Steampunk or cyberpunk?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because cyberpunk is still pretty popular.
Yeah. I think they both just have their own niche. Like, it's less about which genre has more longevity so much as which stories taking place within those genres are being showcased at the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of like saying what would last longer, vampires or zombies in terms of popularity. Like, I think it's just gonna go through, peaks and valleys.
Mm-hmm. Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 50 bits. There's a show in production called Alpha Betas that I supported on Kickstarter. Reason I bring it up is because it's made by a group of gaming YouTubers and nobody talks about it. First episode is also free on YouTube.
Oh, well, go check it out. Yeah, I haven't seen it either. I'm sorry.
Light Luke, thank you so much for that 29-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Party Crasher, thank you for the 100 bits. I meant to say Die Hard 4. It's PG-13, and I do have the rated R cut of the movie, but it doesn't add that much to it. It's a fun movie with great action, nowhere near as bad as some people say it is.
Okay, I'll try to check it out at some point.
Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 50 bits. Do you guys know any movies that fit the idea of tragicomedy? I'm curious how many movies are in that genre.
I mean,
I feel
I'd
like
imagine
Shakespeare.
a lot. Yeah, no, I imagine a lot. I mean, I still say all comedy has some element of misery or tragedy. I mean, they even say comedy is tragedy plus time. I mean, like a lot of Coen Brothers stuff, I think incorporates a lot of that. Brazil, I mean, I was just talking about that does. I mean, a lot of dark comedies, honestly, really do. So yeah, if you just type in dark comedy, you'll probably find a lot.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you considered playing Telltale's Guardians of the Galaxy at some point? It's actually really good. Hot take, I honestly think it's better than the newer Guardians game. The voice of Finn from Adventure Time even voices Star-Lord.
Oh, neat. Wow, he really has grown up. I mean, we're doing obviously the one right now. It'd probably be a little weird to do 2 in a row in the same year, but we'll keep that in mind for the future.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. Now that Netflix Marvel films are officially on Disney Plus, will they eventually get the Disney-cember treatment? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too?
I'd like to. If I do, it'd probably be next year because I got the shows for this year. And the sad thing is, it didn't hit me. Like, I don't think any of them I've seen all the seasons of.
Okay.
You know, Jessica Jones or Daredevil and stuff, you know. So yeah, I probably should get around to that. So probably next year, I'll do that.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Question mostly for Heather, but did you know there's a DLC for Resident Evil 8 Village coming in October? Heard you can play as Lady Dimitrescu in this. Yeah, I did hear the DLC is coming. I'm pretty excited for it. Also, third person is going to be nice because some of us get motion sickness pretty easily with some of the first person stuff. So I'll probably check it out. Maybe. We'll see. Chimmy Chumpy, thank you for the 150 bits. Have you taken a look at Primal by Gendy Tartar Sauce? For some reason, I cannot seem to shut up about it, despite it having only 10 episodes so far. They wrote tartar sauce, and that was just funnier to me. I had to read it. I had to read it as was.
Oh, that's really funny.
I love it. We know who you're talking about. Even if it's a typo, we absolutely know who you're talking about.
Oh my god. Because I could never say his last name. I'm just always going to say tartar sauce. I've seen bits of it. It's very, very good. If I was in high school or college, I feel like I would watch the whole thing. Because I have so much I need to watch, especially for work. I haven't seen the whole thing, but I feel like I got the gist of it. But it is very, very good. I don't want to diss it at all. It's just one of those where I'm like, okay, I think I get what this is about, and it's very well done, but it's not something I'm like, I have to watch this to the end, you know, kind of thing. Though I probably should.
Chimmy Chumpy says, I didn't remember how to spell the name. I had to improvise. Where your improvising was perfection. I knew exactly who you were talking about. Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What's an alternate ending for a movie that you wish was in place for the movie's official ending? For me, it's the Judge Doom turning out to be the same person who killed Bambi's mom. That twist is way too funny and bizarre and did not deserve to be cut.
I guess it's hard to say without giving away the ending. It's to a show, because this show was so great until the ending completely destroyed it. And I found out there's literally 2 seconds at the end that will have saved it. It was in Haunting of Hill House. And without giving away too much, it's the exact same ending, except at the very end, it tilts up and you see a window. Like, it's all happening in this one room. And I'm like, oh my God, that would save the show. That would have made it brilliant. But instead, they said everything happening at the end was really happening. And it just doesn't match at all. It's a completely different mood, and it just totally atom bombs like everything. It's still a good show, but that ending is really like a Game of Thrones thing there.
Party Crasher, thank you for the 100 bits. Moon Knight in the comics is way crazier. Mark Spector is completely insane, and actually the magic side of it is made ambiguous. You don't really know if Khonshu is real or if Mark is just completely insane, as his costume and weapons are made by him, kind of like Batman in that way. Much more interesting to me than the show where Khonshu is explicitly real. He also cuts off a dude's face in the comic and keeps it as a trophy. No joke. We'll never see that because of Disney.
I feel like they were hinting at it. But yeah, but I know what you're saying. Because it's Disney, you know it has to be real. And because it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know it all has to really be going on. And that's the sad thing about that trope now is, are they crazy or are they not, is that 9 out of 10 times it has to be real because you feel like audiences are going to be like, well, hey, I want to know. Or if you figure out it's not real, that's going to be a letdown to them, too much of a downer. So that's kind of a shame, because I do really like ones where they keep it ambiguous and vague. But in a show like that, you're right. You know it has to be real. And I think they pretty much cement it by the end. But I'm usually a fan of that, too, where you're not really sure. It's kind of left open to you. Again, I give credit to something like Inception, where it's just like, we're not going to tell you. I like films that do that.
We might have to pick it up just a little bit because it's 10 minutes left. Adam
Gotcha.
Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your thoughts on Glomgold from the Ducktales reboot? Was he your favorite villain?
One of them, he was pretty damn funny.
Eggo Whale, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, since you just did a nostalgia critic on the Batman, what would you say is your list of top 3 favorite live-action Batman movies ranked from top to bottom? So top 3 live-action Batman movies.
Batman 89, Dark Knight, Mask of the Phantasm.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Sup, Doug? One problem I have with the Batman mask is that with the ears so far back, it makes Batman look like he has a massive beluga whale forehead.
Yeah, I mean, you've heard my thoughts on it.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Do you think you'll review the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies? The first 3 are great, but the last 2 are garbage.
I didn't even know there were that many. I think I wrote on the list because I knew that was a big thing, but I never did read the books, so I don't know how faithful,
The books are great.
Yeah, I hear the books are really cute.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you review The Secret of Nim this year, since it will be its 40th anniversary this year? It and Anastasia are tied for my favorite Don Bluth animated films.
Sooner than you would think.
Adam Grunther, thank you for the 50 bits. Of the 3 sets of kids from the Fox animated sitcoms, who are your favorites? Bart, Lisa, and Maggie from The Simpsons, Meg, Chris, and Stewie from Family Guy, or Tina, Jean, and Louise from Bob's Burgers?
Oh, Tina, Jean, and Louise. Yeah, they're just so uniquely odd.
Mythic Tyrant, thank you again so much for the 10,000 bits. We can't say thank you enough. I always love it when Doug, Tamara, or Malcolm are on. Love you all. Question, would you ever consider on doing a review on the movie Chronicle? It's okay if not, but just wondering if it was a movie that ever piqued your interest.
Is that the one that's like the handheld superhero movie?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is. I remember liking it. I don't think it's enough for me to make much comedy on it as a review, but I remember liking it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. What scene in the Addams Family that's small but made you laugh so hard? The scene during the auction where Gomez and Morticia are making out ferociously off screen makes me laugh every time.
Malibu. Yeah.
Anu, thank you for the 50 bits. Last bits from me, my idea to my last idea with the creepy Malcolm, another of the crew who dies, and next scene return kind of like Kenny and Jim remove the dead bodies, and lastly, the popcorn, don't eat themselves.
Well, maybe.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I know you're not doing any more career dives, but I think What About Robin Williams would be incredibly interesting.
There's so much on Robin Williams, man. I don't think I could add that much to it. So yeah, I mean, you're not short material on that.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Since you're a big fan of X-Men animated series, did you ever send a fan letter to the creators when you were a kid? Did you send fan letters / emails to the creators of other shows when you were younger, i.e. Batman the Animated Series, Animaniacs, etc.?
No, I didn't know how to find the addresses. I don't know how these kids were doing this because there was no internet or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think I wrote to Nintendo Power, but that was about it. I knew the address of that place.
Party Crasher, thank you for the 100 bits. Watching Smallville, it pains me even more what Batman v Superman did to Lex Luthor. Such a terrible performance and poorly written. Jeremy Johns said, just picture the actor from Smallville saying those lines instead, and it's already an improvement, and he's right. Thoughts on Eisenberg?
He was bad. Very, very miscast.
Yep.
Because I've seen him good in other stuff, but yeah, that was a huge miscalculation.
Yup. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you ever watched the series Kidding with Jim Carrey? It's not perfect, but the acting is quite good, the emotion is poignant, and there are a handful of laughs. I definitely recommend it.
I saw a little bit. I'm with you. It had its issues, but it was all right.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 200 bits. For my question earlier, when I was a kid, my X-Men animated series was codenamed Kids Next Door. I even tried to send an email to the creator of how much I was a fan and wished there was a movie in the future, and then a few weeks later they announced on Cartoon Network about the movie Operation Zero.
Maybe you made it happen. They made it in just a couple days.
Mythic Tyrant, thank you so much for the 5,000 bits. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Follow-up question, though I know you have a backlog of those and probably won't get to it for a while. We're getting there faster now. Have you played any of the Halo games? Are you a fan of the franchise? Have to ask because that's how I made my name on YouTube. World first accomplishment in the franchise, and had an achievement named after me in Master Chief Collection for it. So that's why I have to ask.
Very sweet.
That's really cool.
I think I know more about Red versus Blue than Halo. Even though I know one of the composers and stuff like that, I sadly know very little about it. Shame on me.
I was very, like, I've said this about myself before in, like, high school. I was very, like, not like other girls, not like other gamers, not like other comic fans. So, like, I was dead against Xbox. I was like, my gaming computer does everything your Xbox does, but better. And Halo was a part of that, even though I did end up going to a couple of like Halo 2 tournaments with my then boyfriend at the time and beating him, so then we never won again.
Pretty cool.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, I don't know if you're bringing it up on Saturday, but the voice actor of Kel Kestis is rumored to be signing on for a Disney Plus series about the character. I had not seen that rumor yet. I will have to check out the validity of it before we put it on the agenda for Saturday. Chris Top, thank you for the 100 bits. Let's say Chaplin somehow got a hold of the last packet of blue cookies. Grogu sees this and challenges Chaplin for them. Who's gonna win this fight?
Oh, Grogu. Chaplin is a complete dumbass. I love my cats. They are some of the dumbest animals alive. I love them to death, but yeah, this doesn't work too great for them.
Yeah. All right, and that's the last of the bit messages, so we do have a couple of minutes here for some highlighted questions.
Alrighty.
Lord R. Wolfen says, hey guys, dealing with COVID right now, but I want to ask if 1990's The Little Rascals is on the table for a review. Feel better soon, Lord R. Wolfen.
Yeah, definitely. Probably not. I knew one of the actors in it. He went to my school. Like we weren't like close friends or anything, but I just remember he was the pudgy kid in Little Rascals, and I just went to the movie and went, huh. So it kind of forced me to watch the movie. I don't remember being bad. I don't remember being good, so I probably can't get that much material out of it.
Hypercurl Jen, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen any memorably weird Dolly mini generations? Topical.
Say it again? I'm sorry.
Have you not seen these?
No.
It's Dall-E, DALL-E, like
Mini
image generator. Lucas being Lucas did one that was like Rei Ayanami eating chicken nuggets. That one was pretty hilarious. Very topical to my interests in Evangelion.
I guess I'll look this up. Yeah, I don't even.
They're hilariously
I can't
bad.
even get an idea what this is, but I kind of love that.
It's a lot.
All right.
Mythic Tyrant, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Appreciate that. That's so cool. I had Joel Caboose on my channel from Red vs. Blue. Keep rocking, channel awesome, and thank you for all your amazing content. Thank you.
I love Red vs. Blue. I haven't watched it in a while. I think I even bought the DVDs though. I think I got up to like season 7 or 10. I can't remember, but yeah, I was really into it. I just love their comedy.
Jack C says, NC request Tomorrowland.
I did Disney-cember of it. I think that kind of covered it. I don't think I could get too much else out of it.
CDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 50 bits. I know you did 11 worst movies you've reviewed before retiring the first time. What are some movies you'd add to that list from when you came back?
Man, Mamma Mia, Cat in the Hat. Rob would put Gem up there, but I thought it was so bad it was funny. I know there's others, but those would definitely be on there.
Dom Klain says, now that the Batman and Robin fanscription is 3 parts, you have to end part 1 and 2 narration by saying you'll be back same bat time, same bat channel.
Maybe. I'll tell him to try to put that in.
Power Gamer says, hey guys, did you hear about the new show about construction workers? Yeah, they're still working on it.
On it? Okay.
Fine.
I love we got in the streams with these now.
Yeah, right? Soul Nightmare said, where did the idea for the Nostalgia Critic come from, and what caused the rivalry between you and the nerd?
Oh, the rivalry was from some people when few people were doing this at the time.
Right.
People were comparing me to Rolf. So I kind of just played along with it, made a big, stink, angry video game nerd, keep your fans under control. It's the thing in the back of my head. Wouldn't it be cool if this turned into something, but probably won't. And it did, and we're still friends, so it's really cool. And it just came through me going through my own nostalgic phase and wanting to do something that involved performing and writing, but also talking about stuff I grew up with. Because again, there wasn't that many people doing it at the time.
Christoph, thank you for the 100 bits. Guys, if you had to choose between seeing Fantasia or Prince of Egypt on an IMAX screen, which would you pick? I would say maybe a remastered Fantasia.
Yeah, because I did see Fantasia 2000, and when they show Sorcerer's Apprentice, it was so grainy, and I'm like, yeah, this needs to be fixed up a little bit. But yeah, I go with that, but it's a tough choice.
Noff Noff asks, hey Doug, you ever watched Nick Tendo on YouTube? My favorite video of his is The Underappreciated Genius of Nickelodeon Magazine.
No, but I will check that out because I kind of remember Nick Magazine. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
And this will have to be our last one. Il Bastardo says, Doug, would you appear on Smiling Friends if Zach asked you?
Oh, those guys are great. Yeah, but 100%.
Absolutely. Oh, and Monster Society brings up, if you haven't seen this, there was an Oni Plays video where they played with the Dali and it was hilarious, and they included you in one of their requests. I'm pretty sure we retweeted it.
Oh, okay. Well, I definitely gotta check that. I haven't seen it, but I will definitely know what Dali is after that.
Yes.
So I'll check that out.
We did. Thank you, Waveflow. Yes, it is the stuff of nightmares.
Okay. Oh, I gotta check that out.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us here today. We super appreciate you being here. We, of course, have content here 6 days a week. So come on back tomorrow when Tamara will be playing. I think she's still playing Dream Daddy. Friday, Doug will be here playing... Guardians. My brain went dead there for a second. And Malcolm will be here in the afternoon. Saturday, we've got Awesome Comics and Coffee. And then we start it all again on Monday, where I'm bringing back Mario Monday as I try to work on some more Mario Galaxy that I abandoned too long ago. So come on back and hang out. Kenshin! Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you. Go ahead, sorry.
Thank you so much for the 27-month subscription. Appreciate that, Kenshin.
Thank you so much. And real quick, because I just forgot about this, I'm like, but might as well mention it. Game Grumps are going to be in Chicago next Thursday, I think next week. And I'm not on the show or anything, but I am going to go see them. So if you not only want to see the great Game Grumps, but maybe bump into me there, definitely go check them out, man, because, yeah, they're always a lot of fun.
Cool. All right. Well, then, we're going to set a raid here for Tamara. Yes. And we will say goodbye to you all, and you all can go hang out with Miss Tamara Chambers, who, we love and adore very much.
So much.
So have a wonderful evening, everyone, and we will see y'all next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye. 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 Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.